You know what sucks? Realizing that everything you believe in is complete and utter bullshit sucks.
Romanticism is an article of faith. We know what it's stuffed with. Love at first sight, the carriage of frolicking courtships, prancing couples, dialogue consisting of fantastical banquets, violins and flutes, of ballroom weddings, chandeliers, strangled poetry that converts her every part into some bizarre infinitude, and of happy homes flowing with enchanting music with 2.3 kids, 2.6 cars, 1.1 garage, and 1.4 dogs. All in all, the fountain that bubbles this vaporous romanticism is the phrase, star-crossed. Romanticism is not something considered to be controlled. Rather, it's seen as something to submit to. This star-crossed love is elevated to the esteemed level known as destiny, and so, this faith makes the man stuffed. These stuffed men float airily through the world. Some pop to fall in the abyss. Ever wondered why suicide is at its highest rate for young men? Others just stuff themselves more and more so that no matter what is said to them, they are so stuffed that even the sharpest, most blatant facts bounce against their rubbery, infatuated shells. Some realize that they were stuffed and turn themselves inside out. These unfortunate few shrivel with bitterness and seek revenge with getting laid everywhere and anywhere. But the rest spew out this poison and recover into the men they were. Oh, forgive me. If I am to doubt romanticism, I may incur the wrath of all women. But make no mistake, the way to victory is not to stab the infected with the truth. They pop and fall or increase their fantasy shell even more. We must hold up a mirror to the infected so they see all their maladies, and so will cleanse themselves of this rot, the virus. This hyped-up romanticism can be traced to Rousseau. Disgusted with the love of the middle class, he wanted to replace it with something more passionate. Before, the passion of people was set for truth, honor, and power. It must be replaced with something else, something that is just as absorbing. Therefore, love will now be the soul-saving experience. How did Rousseau get to this? In love, he is entirely passive. Woman must make the first move. Thus, he feminized the European male persona and gave the ideal man a woman-like sensitivity. Who is this Rousseau? His discourse on inequality and the social contract are cornerstones in modern political and social thought. Ever since Rousseau, the culture has become increasingly romanticized. Music revolves around love. The highest-grossing movies are romantic epics like Gone with the Wind and Titanic, where the ship sinking provides merely a backdrop for the priority of the movie, the romance. Politicians speak of how much love they have and strive to make themselves lovable. Romanticism has gone berserk. The infection. Many women march on through their life, stuffed with dreams of hyped-up romanticism. They are filled to the brim with excessive expectations. The high rate of divorce is not due to some moral collapse. It is due to this bizarre and absurd religion of romance. In many ways, romance is the female religion. Anniversary dates are their religious festivals. The bed becomes their altar, and sex becomes the holy sacrament. Tell a woman, romance, true love, none of it exists. And watch their reaction. Even the ones that don't want to marry will, non-surprisingly, protest bitterly. I personally think it does exist, but is misapplied to the point of absurdity. Is the woman who doesn't wish to marry but is the biggest believer in romance a contradiction? Perhaps. It is this hyper-romanticism at work. Without this romance, there would be no license for her lifelong romance outside of marriage. It is a well-known fact that if you get the women to think that you love them, they are more likely to sleep with you. All the gifts and dates the nice guy gives to get sex are not some form of neo-prostitution. It is merely the exercise of this hyped-up romanticism. This explains why women, who have no desire for marriage, will be the biggest believers in romance. Their religion of romance grants license and prettifies their sometimes dangerous and reckless behavior. That's why women need feminism. The inflammation. Love, love, love. It is nature's drug, a high, that so many become addicted to and must always be feeling love at some point of their lives. Women following this romanticized path means that the chase becomes the focus rather than the company of the lover. No wonder once a woman gets what she wants, she goes looking for something else. The more a man is a challenge, the more a woman becomes romanticized. This is especially true for beautiful women. Just remember this. The curse of beauty is that you fear that you are settling when you could have gotten someone better. When a guy is a challenge to the beautiful woman, and let's face it, these beautiful women have flocks of guys trying to be romantic towards them. In the nice guy sense, it sparks the woman's romanticism. She must have her cake and eat it too. However, this also applies to the true man. After a while, you will think that you have become too picky. The problem is not pickiness, but idealism. Just like beautiful women, true men feel that they are settling if they get a chick. Remember your nice guy days when you only wanted a good, decent woman to love you? Now you want a Helen of Troy. How far we've come. The Cancer. And so, floats the nice guy with his hot air romanticism. When he sees the women going for the guise of testosterone and running to the hills to avoid his nonsense, he pops. But what of the men racing to obtain their ideal woman? After a decade or two, they will notice their lost youth. What are these guys to do? And what about the guys who do get their idealism? Many of these guys marry absolutely gorgeous women, but gorgeous women are a standard lay. The idealism doesn't last and the divorce follows. With love being defined as the pursuit of the lover, rather than the company of the lover, no wonder divorces are so widespread. Marriage now is not some sacred bond, but a legal article of consent, something to be torn asunder whenever wished. And anyone who is aware of marriages that last knows that romanticism has nothing to do with it. Marriage requires work. Go to an older married couple and spew out your romanticism, and the one love to them and watch them laugh. The Cure. Have you ever seen a very traditional wedding? The man and woman have never talked to each other. They do not even know if they like each other. Yet they marry and stay married for life. Yeah, Poppy, that is because they can't divorce. True, but by conventional romanticism, shouldn't the marriage eventually blow up? Yet they are happy. The point is that romanticism has no value in creating a lasting marriage. Marriage is like tying two people in a ship together. It doesn't matter who you are tied up to. You will make the person a lifelong partner. Comradeship makes marriages last, not romanticism. War veterans despise the war they are stuck in. But if asked to leave the battlefield, they will not because of their comrades. The hellish environment created bonds between these men that last throughout their lifetime. Lasting marriages also contains this comradeship. The couple goes through this hurricane of life, and by overcoming the difficulties thrown at them, it makes their bond cemented even more. So love is not weddings and flowers. Real love is deep financial problems or a sick child. Romanticism, farewell, and the oneism, adieu. Give me the love songs of ages past. Give me elopement by ladder and rope on a moonlight night. Let the neighbors stare and adore, for their lives are measured by propriety and yardsticks. Let us stop running in circles, chasing romance on, and by doing so, the circle breaks. We're finally free. Thank you for watching. Till next time, stay classy.